Hello students, welcome you all for the course of MBA Semester 3 Human Relations and Legal Framework. Today is our lecture number 24 and the topic of our today's discussion is Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act 1952. So, the primary objective of our today's session is help to understand this new legislation that is called as Employee Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act 1952. So the contents of this session are Introduction to Employee Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act 1952, okay, acronymed as EPFMP, and applicability of that EPFMP 1952, administration of EPFMP 1952. There are different EPF schemes under this act that we are going to discuss, and the benefits under the EPF scheme. In the last session we discussed about Employee State Insurance Act, wherever some of the provisions of this act are applicable. So first of all, we are going to start a discussion on introduction to that Employee Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Act 1952. Now this is one of the another a very important act that will provide the form of social welfare and social security measures to the employees, those who are being registered under this EPFO scheme, wherever the employees will be liable to get the provident fund, pension fund, or deposit linked insurance fund for the employees. Either these employees are working in factories or any other establishment. So this act was passed in 1952, and these laws will be monitored exclusively by EPFO, okay, the Employee Provident Fund organization, okay, that will work under directly the central government. The act will be aims to provide the social security measures to the employees and its timely monetary assistance to the all types of industrial employees and their families, particularly during the period of any kind of distress. So whenever this form of act has been implemented within the country, okay, that will be generate some sort of moral boosting efforts, particularly for the workforce, and the individual life of the workforce can be get protected using these social security measures. This act will be extended to the whole of India except the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Now certain some different laws are being there in case of state of Jammu Kashmir, but removing the article number 370, this act could be applicable in the industries those are being located in Jammu and Kashmir even also, but that depends on the central government. Applicability of this act, okay, this act can be applied to any of the industries wherever in that particular industry, according to section 1(3), okay, there are some provisions which has been made, okay, and that provision has been explained in section 16. So each and every establishment, okay, wherever there are 20 or more workers are being employed, that industry can make an okay, they can make the use of that particular form of Employee Provident Fund Act, Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1952, and they can register that employees under that EPFO schemes. This act can be also applicable to some other industries, okay, that depends on the central government if they have been specified. Some other industries which are not being covered, okay, they will be also being explained over here according to the official gazette. So any other establishment employing wherever they are employing 20 or more persons or classes of such establishment, okay, that central government may specify some sort of provisions for them, so they can register under this act. So the minimum form of criteria in the earlier regulation with respect to that EPF MP regulation, employees those are getting the average wages per month 6,500, they are required to become a member, okay, and get the benefit of that Employee Provident Fund Act. Okay, so the employee is eligible for membership of fund from very first day of joining as covered in the establishment. So particularly employees those who are on the payroll and getting the wages of 6,500, now this limit has been increased, and that is what workers or any employee those are being entitled to get the wages of 15,000 per month. Okay, they will likely to become the member of the EPFO, okay, and try to get the benefit of that, okay, provident fund schemes. Administration of this EPF MP Act 1952, okay, particularly for the implementation of that EPF scheme, okay, the government of India, okay, they have specified it that, okay, this act can be administered using the government of India through one of the organization, and that organization is called as Employees Provident Fund Organization, EPFO. Okay, so central government has constituted that particular form of organization, okay, and under which there is one appellate tribunal to exercise the powers and discharge the functions of that EPFO, okay, and to maintain the rules and regulations of EPF MP Act 1952. So central government has that tribunal, appellate tribunal body, okay, and that appellate tribunal body will consisting of one or more person which should be appointed by the central government as a form of uh, board of trustee, that is called as a board of trustee. Okay, so that board of trustee will look after each and every aspects of that EPFO. That is called as what Employees Provident Fund Organization, EPFO. Now what is the role of that EPFO? Okay, EPFO is the one of the form of organization or institution, okay, institution of contributory provident fund. That contributory provident fund means, okay, the contribution which can be collected from the employees and as well as from the employers. Okay, by means of that, okay, they will provide them a provident fund or pension, or they will also provide some sort of insurance, okay, to the workforce, okay, specifically those who are belonging to the organized sector. Okay, so in case of the organized sector, that EPFO will work very well, and there are some other schemes will be there. This EPFO came into force from 4th March 1952. So all organized sector workers earning minimum, suppose say 15,000 per month, must can enroll for the EPFO scheme, okay, employee pension scheme and employee deposit link insurance scheme. So once they will become the member of the EPFO, okay, there will be three different schemes, and under which the employees of that particular organization will entitled to get the benefits. When we are talking about how much minimum pension the government of India has been insured to the member of that EPFO, so government of India has made some resolution in 2014, okay, since 2014-15. So minimum pension scheme of minimum of rupees 1,000 per month has been introduced from the effect of, okay, first September, I think so. Okay, 1st September 2014. Okay, the pension is applicable for the members of on superannuation, retirement, disability, or dependents of the deceased member, widow, children, parent, nominee, or any orphan person. So minimum pension that can be entitled to get that particular member would be what, 1,000. And another more insurance for PF members. So government of India has also make a provision, okay, since 1st September, okay, 2014, the insurance benefit, okay, which can be associated with employee deposit link insurance 1976, okay, which has been also enhanced from maximum of 1,30,000 to 3,60,000 with effect from, okay, 1st September 2014. So earlier they were getting 1,30,000 insurance, okay, insurance benefit, now which has been increased to 3,60,000. The benefit is provided in case of death of the employee who was a member of the scheme at the time of death. Contribution to be paid by the employer at 0.5% monthly up to the wage limit of rupees 15,000 per month. Okay. So the minimum criteria has been provided over here, that contribution to be paid by the employer would be what, 0.5%, okay, and the wage limit would be for the employees is 15,000 rupees per month. So in this way that EPFO will work very well and they will provide the different sort of benefit to the members. Contribution to EPF. Okay, we will already discuss this slide in the earlier session whenever we discuss the Insurance Act. Okay, so naturally that employee share would be what, 12% of the basic plus the earnest allowances, and employer's contribution has been collected. Okay, that is again 12%. That 12% and 12% will go to EPF, okay, out of which that employees contribution 8.33% will goes to pension fund, and remaining 3.67% will be deposited for that provident fund account along with employee share 12%. Okay, so in the provident fund account there will be, okay, 12% plus 3.67% means 15.67% amount will be deposited in the provident fund account only. Okay, and out of that employers remaining 8.33% will goes to pension fund. Apart from that, okay, there will be some administrative charges to maintain that employee provident fund schemes, okay, so as to provide the benefit to the individual employees. There are some other schemes with respect to that EPF, okay, that is called as employee deposit linked insurance scheme, and its administrative charges will be 0.5%, okay, and some other administrative charges will be there to implement these schemes. Now these are called as the EPF schemes, okay, that has been registered under the Employees Provident Fund Act. Okay, three schemes are there. So Employee Provident Fund Scheme 1952, it was the first scheme. Okay, and the second scheme was Employee Pension Fund Scheme or Pension Scheme, which was introduced in 1995, and Employee Deposit Linked Insurance Scheme in 1976. So under this scheme, different sort of benefits can be entitled to get by the employees. Okay, wherever they only need to pay their respective contribution along with the contribution from the employer. The first scheme is called as Employees Provident Fund Scheme. Okay, that Employees Provident Fund Scheme, okay, the government of India, means the central government has framed this scheme, and this is called as what, Employees Provident Fund Scheme. This fund has been vested in and administered by the central board constituted under section 5A. So under section 5A, the provision has been made to collect define that particular matters which are being connected with EPF fund, EPF scheme. So Employee Provident Fund scheme containing the provisions regarding the terms and conditions subject to which the member of the central board may be appointed, and the procedure of the meeting of the central board. That central board will work accordingly to the direction of the central government. Okay, and that central board will be called as a board of trustees. Okay, or the board of even administrators even also in certain cases. This scheme lays down the manner in which the board shall administer the fund vested in it, and however the subject of the provision of the Act, section 6AA 6C of the Act. Now there are some several provisions has been given there how to administer the fund appropriately. The board also perform the functions under the family pension scheme and the insurance scheme. So it will have two another schemes, okay, and they will assist the same scheme will assist that family pension scheme also and insurance schemes also. The complete administration will be looked by the EPFO only. The another scheme that is called as employees pension scheme. Okay, now this scheme was comes under the section 6A. Okay, the government of India has introduced this new pension scheme. Okay, and this is called as employee pension scheme. This is called as employee pension scheme 1995. Okay, came into effect from 16th November 1995. Earlier it was in the form of family pension scheme 1971. The name of that employee pension scheme was family pension scheme 1971. Okay, that scheme has been compulsorily replaced by this employee pension scheme, okay, since 1995. So it is also compulsory for the person who become the member of the provident fund. Okay, so any employee, those who are getting earlier 6500 and nowadays, okay, after 2014, okay, rupees 15,000 per month, okay, they would likely to become the member once they will pay the contribution along with the employer's contribution. Okay, from 1995, 16th November 1995, okay, the scheme was introduced and they can become the member of the EPFO and simultaneously enjoy the benefit under that pension scheme. So the PF subscribers who were not the members of the family pension scheme have an option to join the pension scheme. Okay, those who are not some of the members PF subscribers, those who are not entitling to get the benefit of that family pension scheme, so they will just join that employee pension scheme over here. The scheme came into operation from 16th November 1995, but the employees, including those covered under the voluntary retirement scheme, that is called as VRS, okay, employees those who likely to get the VRS, okay, have an option to join the scheme with effect from, okay, 1st April 1993. So employees those who want to get an voluntary retirement, okay, and try to take the benefit of that employees pension scheme, okay, that should be comes into effect from 1993. So in this way the employees will be liable to get the pension also. The next one is called as the remaining part of that family pension scheme. So what is the criteria to entitle to get the pension scheme? So minimum length of service that is required for any particular employee would be of maximum, suppose minimum of suppose say 10 years. Okay, 10 years contributory service are being required to get the pension. Okay, and the normal superannuation pension is payable on attaining the age of 58 years. If the employee who has been completed 58 years, he will likely to get the retirement benefit over here. Pensions on discontinued rate is also payable on attaining the age of 50 years. Okay, if any of the employee, those who want to discontinue their services, okay, say for example they want to take the VRS, okay, so after the completion of 50 years, okay, the option has been available to them, okay, and they can discontinue their pension scheme and try to take the benefit, okay, after 50 years. Wherever the pensionable service is less than 10 years, the member has an option to remain covered for the pensionary benefit till 58 years of age, okay, and the claim return of contribution withdrawal the benefit even also. Okay, employees those who are not completed 10 years of services, okay, they should also have an option to take the benefit till completion of the 58 years of age, okay, and asking for the return of contribution, whatever contribution that they were paid, or they can withdraw the benefit, okay, from that EPF account. This scheme will provide the payment of monthly pension in various circumstances. Say for example, superannuation means retirement on attaining the age of 58 years, okay, or retirement, employees retirement, permanent total disablement, okay, as we will discuss in the Compensation Act, okay, death during the service or during the course of employment, death after retirement, even also superannuation and permanent total disablement. So any employee, those who are being died due to any accident, hazard, or during the course of employment, even after retirement also superannuation, okay, or permanent total disablement, in that case the insured employees can be entitled to get the monthly pension, or their dependents can be entitled to get the monthly pension. Even children pension can be there if the person has been deceased, okay, and orphan persons, okay. The amount of monthly pension vary from member to member depending upon his pensionable salary and pensionable service. It depends on the length of service. Okay, how much was the length of service and his total wages. Okay, that he was drawing. Okay, during the course of employment, particularly okay at the age of retirement. Okay, so in this way, that employee pension scheme can be entitled to get the benefits from the employees. The last scheme that was called as Employees Deposit Link Insurance Scheme, okay, EDLIC, EDLIS, okay. Now this was come under section 6C, okay, of the central government, okay, who has been framed this scheme since 1976, and it came into force from 1st August 1976, okay. So employee deposit linked insurance scheme has been provided the insurance benefit to the employees. That insurance benefit can be provided of any establishment or class of establishment wherever the act applies. So industries, those who are being entitled under the EPF Act, okay, they would likely to get the benefit of that employee deposit link insurance scheme. So that this form of scheme is applicable to all factories and establishment to which the Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provision Act 1952 applies. Okay, there is one condition with respect to this scheme, employee deposit link insurance scheme. Employees or any employees belonging to the factories or establishment wherever this EPF and Miscellaneous Provision Act 1952 applies, they will be only liable to take the benefit of this employee deposit link insurance scheme. All the employees who are the members of the provident fund in both, okay, the exempted and unexempted establishment are covered under the scheme. So this scheme can be also applicable wherever to the member of the provident fund, okay, EPF fund account, okay, whether these employees either exempted employees or unexempted employees of certain establishment, okay, those who are being covered under this act also. So this act not only provide the social security measures to organized sector only, but also as an unorganized sector also. Now what are the benefits covered under this EPF scheme? Okay, so this EPF scheme will provide the different sort of benefit as we will discuss earlier in case of our insurance act. Okay, particularly here that EPF has been managed by the EPFO. Okay, so that EPFO will provide the provident fund benefits to the employees. Wherever employers can contribute to the members PF 3.67%, okay, according to old rule it is 1.67% in case of sick industries, say for example, okay, BD Udyog. EPFO guarantee the employer contribution and government gives a decent interest to PF accumulation. I already told you that there will be a compounding interest rate are available in that EPFO account, Employees Provident Fund account, okay, even in other bank PF account also. Member can withdraw from his accumulation to cater the financial exigencies in life. No need to refund unless misused. So during the period of certain sort of contingencies or any kind of emergencies, one can make the use of that provident fund also. On resignation, the member can settle the account and the member will get that particular PF contribution, employer contribution plus interest. Okay. So in this way, the employee can be get benefited. Similarly, pension benefit can be made available to the pension member, okay, those who are being registered under the EPFO. So pension to the family, particularly on account of the death of the member, and some other scheme certificates would be there. Okay, that scheme certificate will be provided to the individual member according to certain terms and conditions. So wherever they can take they can save the money for a longer period of time or just obtain the certificate and they will secure their whatever form of money in a longer run, and they can withdraw that particular amount of money after some time. So withdrawal benefit can be also there. So different pension benefit can be also there under this uh, pension schemes and insurance schemes, okay, which are belonging to EPFO. Some death benefits would be also there, so that Provident Fund Organization EPFO will provide some sort of fund particularly to meet the funeral expenses, okay, or during the period of emergencies. So there are some different sort of schemes, okay, say for example insurance, EDLI, amount to family or to the nominee, okay, that can be there. Even capital return on pension, pension to family or provident fund amount to family means nominee, that different sort of benefit has been provided to the different family members or the respective nominees. So these are the benefit which we could obtain with the help of these different EPF schemes. So that's all for about today's session. Thank you very much.